Hey, this is Carla with Discover Your Center, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about allergies and share with you a workshop I have coming up this Sunday, September 13th on Zoom. You can find the link at discoveryourcenter.com. I used to suffer from allergies big time, and it wasn't something that I grew up with as a child. It was actually something that developed when I went off to college. When a lot of rhythms began to shift, when I was eating different foods, when my whole lifestyle was changing, but it was real subtle. But over the years, it began getting worse and worse and worse. I got to the point where I was on 2 medications every season. I would have a ton of mucus draining through the back of my throat, stuffy head, watery, itchy eyes, itchy nose. My head often just felt like it was thumping. I was fatigued, if you suffer from allergies, you know that just having those allergies during the day and either blowing your nose all day or sneezing or just rubbing your eyes feels exhausting. And it affects everything. It affects how you show up in the world. It affects your energy to take care of yourself. It affects if you're caring for other bodies or parenting. I know for me, I was just irritable and I wasn't very efficient. I just wasn't getting things done in my work because I was always in a fog. There is something else that's possible, and I would like to share that with you. And I'm going to do this workshop on Sunday, September 13th, where we're going to explore Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga, this ancient healing medicine that is so simple. It actually is a complex system, but the self-care and once you understand it, it is simple. Because it's empowering and you get to understand yourself and your anatomy and your own unique body type. You get to learn about what's going on outside of us. Well, listen, right? Hopefully you can hear that. There's a plane, but you can hear the insects behind me. And if you look up at the air and the sky, right? The spacious sky, and we look down at the earth, and the moisture in the air, it's very moist, very damp and humid humid, that's the word I'm looking for. Humid here in North Carolina today. It's about to rain at some point, maybe. And the sun, is coming at me, shedding this light on me. That's the fire element. And when the wind blows, we can see this air. So it's all around us, and it's in us and in our own body makeup, like our physical body and our energetic body. And we can begin to just sort of get a little view of that. You don't have to dive in super deep. I'm going to give you a basic overview so that you'll have some aha moments and begin to see how your body type and your energetic makeup does influence how you react to allergies and create the symptoms. And then it almost becomes this cycle, because if you have any imbalances in your constitution or your strengths are one area and maybe I don't like to say weakness, but just your tendencies toward imbalance are in another, then when you have something like allergy symptoms in your life, all right, or something that you are reacting to, you will begin to see that imbalance kind of get a little bigger. And that's what I began to see. For me personally, I have a lot of air and ether elements in my constitution and my body makeup. And so I had a lot of anxiety. I would find dryness in my skin. I would feel dry, like I felt like I was always parched. I was drinking water, yet I never felt hydrated. I was constipated. My eyes were dry, like everything about me felt dry, and I did not understand it. Understanding my own body type, understanding the Ayurvedic perspective on allergies changed everything. Now, there are some fast relief, all right, we'll say that. There are some remedies that we can use and practices that can begin to bring a subtle, immediate relief. But this is more about understanding the bigger picture so you can also make some sustainable long-term changes and really imagine what would it be like next fall to come around to this point and not be reacting when you go outside. Like, how cool would that be, right? And it really was about, I began to experience the relief pretty quickly. My yoga teacher, my first introduction to Ayurveda was through my yoga teacher in my yoga teacher training, who was from India. She gave me some simple things to do that really I began to feel a different relationship in the season. And then I dove in very quickly after that with another teacher and started studying, and I could begin to feel the benefits pretty quickly. Now by the next spring, I was only on one medication instead of two, and I was really feeling like my reaction to the season was much shorter. And by the fall, I barely had anything and I wasn't on any medications, right? Building digestion, building immunity. And you may have heard this because if you work with someone else in this, or you've read, like most people with allergies do, then you get that there are some things that you can do. But understanding why and understanding your own constitution will help you realize why it's not just about reading about the latest remedy and trying it. It's not about just taking the medication and hoping that it masks the symptoms. It can be about really being curious and having fun with that, about who you are, how you function, what nourishes you, where are the imbalances, what makes you react. And it can be really fun, actually. And it's sort of this detective process of reaching down into the roots and getting to the source. And when we do that, we experience so much more ease. And I have been allergy-free for, I think, 8 years now, 8 or 10 years, about 10 years. I've also worked with the same Ayurvedic principles and knowledge to really help each one of my kids find greater balance. Each one of them had different reactions in the seasons. They are all very different constitutions and body types, and they're from 2 different continents. So a lot of what I know is through experience and study, but the experience of caring for my own body and then also working with my 3 children who are all very different have helped me gain a real appreciation for Ayurveda and how it can help anyone move through beyond allergies. So this is about allergy relief from the Ayurvedic perspective. I want to share what I know, some exercises we can do, so you hopefully will have some aha moments and then some practical things that you can do once you leave the workshop. This Sunday, September 13th, it is 4 o'clock to 5:30 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. I'll post the link somewhere around here, and it's just $25. You'll get the recording. So if this feels like it would be a contribution to you and for you or someone in your family to move beyond allergies, come join us. Email Carla@discoveryourcenter.com if you have any questions before the workshop, and you can go to discoveryourcenter.com, and that's where you'll find the link to this workshop and a little bit of information and how you register. Thanks so much. Breathe freely, and may you find a little bit more ease if you are suffering from allergies, because I know what it's like to know that you're just not feeling your best, and you know that it's a reaction, and especially if you love nature and you step outside and you just want to be in it, but it just makes you feel miserable to be in it. That is not a fun way to live. Thank you. I hope to see you. Namaste.